Hello guys, and welcome back to Making a Cat Cry. We just went back to square one with almost rock bottom. Anyways, hitting almost rock bottom, excuse me. I know how words work. Katia, cut your losses. Yes, it is raining. Find shelter. Get to the church now. The only thing worse than being a Khajiit conned out of all their stuff is being a wet, sick Khajiit conned out of all of their stuff. You do not make good decisions when you are emotional. Find a quiet place, cry yourself out, and take stock of the situation when you are a bit more lucid. Hmm. You know what, Katia? Forget the stupid letter in the trash. Rushing desperately after a stupid letter isn't going to get you anywhere, and it will just get you wet and probably taking shelter in a trash can. You know that you can't fix this. You haven't been able to fix anything. You never really could. It's always been this way. Just when you think things are looking up, you slip and suddenly you're lower than you even were before. You can't really change that. You're not smart or strong or determined enough. Whoosh. Where are they going? The gods want you to fall? To fall? You're Katia Monagon. You will not stand for this. You're going to end up a pitiful wreck, disappointing every friend you ever hoped to make? Ignore all that, you're Katia Monagon. That's neat. Hiding in a waste paper basket. Oh, nope, tumbling in one. Searching for stuff again? The letter? Ah, the letter. It's a bit wet. You're not Katia Monagon. You're not a budding wizard. You're not even a real person. You're just some dumb, stray animal that tries its hardest to please absolutely anyone and always messes it up anyway. Start with what you can handle. Step 1, get out of the rain. That better not have anything in it. That. Katia, come on now. The chapel is right beside you, and you'll get sick if you stand out here in the rain. Take a deep breath, or keep crying if you need to, but stand up and go inside at the very least. When you get inside, ask to sleep somewhere. You need rest now. Let's think of a solution tomorrow. Just try to forget what has been done today. Sigrid just giving everything back. No. Wowie, jeez, as soon as you open the chapel door, Sigrid pops out with a freshly cleaned robe, a pile of treasures, and your official Mages Guild membership certificate. She proclaims this was all just a big test to make sure you were ready to join the guild. Uh, hello? Hello? And now that you've passed, everything is going to be okay. Curl up by the warm fireplace and relax. It turns out you just had to keep trying, keep believing in yourself, and it eventually came together. Everything worked out. Katia, don't look at the bottle. What? This bottle? Yeah, you're not even sure why you picked it up. Discard! You coolly toss the bottle to the ground and let it shatter to a million pieces. Katia Monagon is brave and successful, and doesn't need to get plastered out of her mind to forget what a failure she is. When the going gets tough, she's fine, because she knows everything will get better eventually. She knows everything will be okay. Katia, don't be Katia Monagon ever again. You're now a useless cat. Useless cat, get the bottle, check to see if there's some sweet, sweet alcohol in there. Good old alcohol. Alcohol never judges. Alcohol never lets you down. Alcohol never steals all your stuff and leaves you in the rain. You love alcohol, and you know what? Alcohol loves you. If there is indeed alcohol in there, drink it. You know it's what you need right now. Yes, you want to down the whole bottle and get wasted to bits. You want to stumble into the nearest building and do who knows what to who knows who and forget it all the next morning. You want to wake up filled with regret and ready to drown them out again. You found this bottle and it's yours fair and square, and pretending things will get better just isn't working. And after tonight, you think the demand will deserve it. You think you well deserve it. You feel sad, cheated, and just want this day to finish up on its own so you can pick up the pieces when you're good and ready. But you've made yourself a promise, even if you won't, even if you wouldn't have made it if you had known what was coming. You don't want to let everyone down again, and it feels awful. Your mind is racing with at least a dozen pages worth of thoughts and feelings and plans and fantasies just just pulling at you every which way. You don't need that right now. You just want to feel better. You just want things to feel okay. You choke back a fresh wave of tears and take slow, deep breaths. You can still fix this. You're stronger this time and don't need to drink. It's a setback, but you can still pull through. All the bad feelings are just the prequel to something. You'll see. But the more you think about it, the less true it feels. You just want to have one person believe in you by showing her you could do one simple job. Now at best you'll only be a slight disappointment, just like every other time. You'll have to go on knowing that no matter how hard you try, you're still worth a little less than everyone else. Even if even that, you tell yourself you just have to shake that feeling and find some way to make the future feel bright and giddy again, and quell that black claw gripping at your heart. That's that's not what Katia Monaghan would do. Clothes. That's an idea. You'll go find some. Katia, listen to me. This isn't your fault. None of it is. Even the bravest of heroes couldn't stand up to Sigrid. She's a master alchemist with the ability to charm anyone out of their pants. Literally, in your case. There was nothing you could have done, and snapping out of it as early as you did is a great feat in itself. And we, the voices in your head, we're the ones that told you to go in, even when we shouldn't have. This is our fault, not yours. And as for the letter, you can't control the rain. Yeah, you can't control the rain. You can't control other people, but you darn well could have kept yourself from skipping starry-eyed into a creeping building because, oh, mages. You could have left at any point. Maybe if you weren't so useless, you could have even done something about it. Broken through a window and stolen your stuff back, or found evidence to convict Sigrid of some crime. Even if the town guards aren't under her control, they're not going to believe a word of some dirty cat. You know they never they never did back home. Or how about this? Maybe you could have just concentrated on your one simple delivery task rather than getting lost in some dumb wizard fantasy. Maybe if you had gotten the stars out of your eyes for long enough to actually listen to the mages you met, you would have noticed that no one was taking you seriously to begin with. Realized you're a Kishit who can't even make magicka. Almost 20 years old and can barely start fires. Something any mage could do, with the exception that you have to wear a leash to keep from accidentally burning down the town. Maybe you could have had an uncharacteristic moment of lucidity and know some mages are just another heap of uncaring guys looking to mess with you and throw you away like every other person you've ever tried to care about. This barrel's empty. Why are you even searching it? One thing. You wanted one thing, and you were too much of an idiot to realize it was hopeless and pointless and bound to ruin everything. Stuck on some childish idea that you could be anything, do anything, and just be some selfish one that's never happy with what she has. You don't even know what you're mad at anymore. You just hate yourself and everything you ever ruined for yourself and everyone that wants to stop thinking about what a worthless, mindless, thoughtless imbecile you are. You just want to stop thinking about it. That's not what Katia Monaghan would do. Do you seriously have any real reason left not to get drunk? Hardly. Alcohol may or may not be the only way out of this. Alright, alright. You have to think about this logically. Alcohol is a potential solution here, an effective one. One bottle, everything feels better. The worries, the sadness, the self-loathing. Even if just for a night it goes away, you can feel good again. But then you're just running away. Will cause problems, and then in the morning these problems will still be there, and you'll have to deal with them. But you'll have a good, carefree night's sleep and totally be ready to deal with the problems tomorrow. That sounds great. It's booze time, booze o'clock. But maybe you're just saying that because you're an alcoholic. Maybe you do have a problem. I mean, you know you have a problem, but maybe things will actually get better if you quit. I mean, things probably would have gotten better if you had quit earlier. If you hadn't spent years drinking nightmares away, you could have done something. Maybe you could have become a merchant or an alchemist or armorer. You would have been scared at night, sure, but wake up happy to life every morning. Maybe if you didn't have the option to hide your face in a bottle, you would have gotten over your phobias entirely. Maybe alcohol ruined everything. This is all your fault. Bottle, just stand there. Cheapest mead. Huh, fair enough. You apologize to the bottle. You didn't mean to hurt its feelings, and it's just looking out for you. And mm, you're talking to a bottle. You need a drink. You need a not drink. No, you're a mess. There's something I've got to come out and say. We all make these comments about what Katia should do or shouldn't. Sometimes the comments are constructive, and sometimes they're not. Sometimes they are contradictory to one another. Sometimes they seem to be intended just to make the poor Khajiit miserable. But there's one thing I have to ask, and I don't think anyone else has asked. There's one person whose opinion we've never really considered in the course of this adventure. So I'll go ahead and say it. Katia, quit doing what the others tell you to be doing. Decide for yourself what you need to do. Right, up to you. You decide the first course of action pretty quickly. You drop onto the chapel floor and just cry. Cry because you're stupid and easy and can't fix any. You cry because you're stupid and it's easy and you can't fix anything no matter how hard you try. You cry because your best is worse than everyone else's average. You cry because you cry because your parents never loved you and you've disappointed everyone, even yourself. You cry because all you wanted was to be someone that's never going to happen. When that's done, you cry more because you're ashamed of crying itself. You need to get all of the emotions out. Try to clear your mind. Just maybe feel ready to tackle the night ahead of you. Feel as though this is the time you finally turn things around. But no matter how hard you try, how hard you weep and try to get it all out, still just a mess up. No matter what you try, that knowledge is still there, gripping into your every thought and reminding you that things are never gonna change. You're not strong. You're not a hero. You're not even worthy of the name Katia Monaghan. You're sad and angry and nothing makes sense, but this is probably the clearest your head's gonna get. Someday things are going to get better. Someday you're gonna fight and preserve and everything will fight and persevere and everything will feel great, you think. But for now, you know what you have to do. At the very least, there's no way you could possibly make yourself feel any worse. Please smash the bottle. Please smash the bottle. Please smash the bottle on the floor. Please just throw it on the floor. Please. Yes. Yes. Okay, I'm happy. Phew. Please don't. Yes. Okay. Okay. No, no. Good job. Put the blanket out, though. Okay, the blanket is out. Never mind. Wait, no, the blanket isn't out. The blanket just started. Put the blanket out quickly. Katia, did you just... Wait, they did. Just with the amulet still on. Well, the weird thing about soul gems and enchanted items in this is that it's already implied that the enchanted items still have sentience. So there's a chance that with whatever meager sentience the dog that got put into that thing had, knew that what Katia was doing was for the best and for herself, and just decided to let it happen. Or the trick to her actually using her powers is the fact that there were no cat puns. She just kind of did it. Actually, she just made fire spontaneously where she was trying to make it without it being thrown from her hand or anything, with the amulet on. That's actually really impressive. Katia, you just did that with the amulet still on? You can overpower the amulet. Do you understand what that means? It means your raw power is greater than the amulet can withstand, which means you're an awesome mage. Katia, forget realizing what you did, that in spite of the amulet. Wait. Forget realizing you did that in spite of the amulet. Realize you did that without a single cat joke. Katia, give yourself a celebratory yes, Katia Monagon. Still in shock. Fair enough. Katia, feel great. An inexplicable pride. All the pride. All of it. Did you just make fire through a silence spell? That is not a good thing. That means she can start fires regardless of if she has it on or not. But I feel like that's not actually what's gonna happen and she's overreacting a little bit. Katia, stomp the flame out on the sheet before it starts the whole place on fire. Okay, looks like you saved the sheet. Maybe really a mess. You didn't need this right now. You really, really didn't need this right now. Maybe it was just like a temporary fluke, a one-time thing. You flared up a little and lost control. The amulet's probably fine. Once you get this fire tamed, everything will be back to... Nope. Did not get the fire tamed. Ooh, things are seriously wrong. Something's seriously wrong with you. Okay, yes, yes it is. You take deep breaths and tell yourself not to panic. You are scared, homeless, and suddenly starting random fires with your mind again. This is fine. No one is around to get hurt except you. And you're starting little fires. And you are starting little fires most of your life, and you are fine. You're sure everything will be fine. Fine, 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 fine. Katia, stay calm. Maybe you're getting better at magic. Maybe your magic powers are not going out of control. Maybe you don't need to endlessly gather more amulets to keep your magic in check. Maybe you won't end up killing everyone in the village with unrestricted magic, except maybe Sagrid and that shady guy that thinks you're not good because they live in magic with a barrier house. Shady guy that thinks you're not good because they live in magic barrier house. Not helping? Okay, you need a drink, or a better amulet, or better luck, or a brain, or... Katia, reassess, reassess your situation by attempting a small spell. You've either broken a mental block on your magic, or you've broken your amulet in anger. One could be really good, and the other would be less so. Right, you're losing it. You need to Not to be, you need to not be losing it. You're still in control. This is magic, Monogon. For dramatic Monogon. You've just got to test this a little, figure out what changed and how to control it, or failing at that, just burn off all of your magicka so there's nothing to worry about. Piece of cake, you'll be fine. So either she used all of her magicka breaking through that amulet that one time, or I think that the way it works is she needs to have no commands in order to use it at will. Sort of like she does her own thing. I don't know how to explain it. No clause for alarm, right? You've just gotta cast some spells, figure out what links your thoughts to the fires. This is a perfect plan for you to nip this in the bud before you cause any Meowger catastrophe. Oh gods, this is no time to be a stupid furball who can't control her cat magic cat powers with cat. It's not working. No, why isn't it working? Wait, did that work? It is working. Oh no, that's worse. That's the worst of the two outcomes. She broke the amulet. Um, you're going to die in a fire. Katia, you know what sounds like a really good idea instead of choosing to die in a fire? Running. Like, right now? Katia, look around you. You're in a stone church. This is the least likely place for you to die in a fire. Katia, make the awful realization that you are actually very flammable. Get out in the rain again. Water is fire's natural enemy. You can't burn to death out there. Water drops aren't to do a thing against massive fires that shall sprawl soon. She's in a stone church. Why? She's she's actively making the fire, number one. Number two, she's in a stone church. Number three, the fire doesn't seem to harm her. Oh, we're getting a circle. Look for a bucket and some water and put out the fires on that barrel. Mages Guild, go! Calm down. Those fires are being started because you're too excited. Just calm down. They'll go. You're trying to remain calm. You're trying to catch things on fire. You're already an emotional wreck to make things worse. You're out of your mind because apparently you're incapable of just dealing with one disaster at a time. Any time but now would be a better time for this to be happening. You can't go to the Mages Guild because they aren't letting you back in, and you can't dump water on the fires because you already ruined like every bucket in Kvatch, and you're running out of ideas and need to do something before you get hurt or die or... Maybe we could just burn the whole town down? That's not the idea she's looking for. Maybe, just maybe, you aren't the one starting these fires. Have a look around and see if there are any other possible causes, such as another mage, a will-o'-the-wisp, strange astronomical event, a cultist or demon, or the quickly opening jaws of oblivion with hundreds of spawns running out of it. Oh, you got a point there, actually. The whole premise of Oblivion, the game, which this is based off of, is that some of the demons from Oblivion are breaking into Skyrim, and you know what the first town they took over was? It was Kvatch. So this whole place since day one I've known has been a ticking time bomb. I don't think the clock just struck zero now, but it could have, which partially explains the fact that stone is lighting on fire of all things. Cry for help. There has to be someone within screaming range that can put out fire better than you can. Katia, take off the amulet, quick. Check for its scratches, dents, missing pieces. It could be malfunctioning. None of her fur has burnt yet. Right. This has to be someone else's doing. Someone's playing a trick on you, right? Trying to make you think your powers are out of control. It's working pretty well. They have to be somewhere here. Someone's in here watching you flip out. It has to be someone else because it's not like your amulet would just happen to give out at the exact time you learned how to cast without cat jokes. Isn't that right, amulet? You've still got this, right? Oh gods, work, work. Stop trying to solve every problem you see. You're clearly not fit to handle this situation. Cry for help. There has to be someone within screaming range that can put out a fire better than you can. I'm still extremely impressed that a stone church is being burnt down. I mean, the silk, carpets and stuff, I understand. But stone on fire? That's more impressive on your part. Gods, it has to work. Oh wait, I already read that. You cry out for help, for anyone nearby. You cry out that you're scared and exhausted and hyperventilating and fires are sprouting all around you and you have no idea what's going on. Yell for anyone in earshot to please, please, please get help. Oh, explosion? You don't have time to wait. It's getting worse and it's getting hotter and you have to find a way to burn this magic off. You have to get it under control. Take off the amulet and start casting the non-fire spell you learned in an effort to use up all your mana. Then you'll only be able to make itty-bitty fires that won't do anything. Telekinesis, right, you've still got that. No claws for alarm? You can still prevent under disaster before it goats you killed. You still oughter be able to fix this. You're barely keeping it together right now. Come on. Oh, oh gods, you're not running out. Why aren't you running out? You collapse to your knees and sob. You feel nauseous and dizzy and afraid. It's no time to panic. This is bad and you don't know what's going on, but you're not gonna mess everything up again. Not even harder than you already have. You can figure this out. Katia, get to a place in the chapel that doesn't have wood, alcohol, or cloth just sitting around that could burn randomly. As long as you're in the stone temple, then you don't have to worry about it burning down. Katia, throw everything outside into the rain. Find something heavy to beat the fire with. If you can soak that blanket in something, any water basin around, it would work great. Right, you can still fix this. You haven't messed everything up yet. You force yourself back up to your feet. You just gotta get everything flammable out into the rain. Find somewhere that have to work fast before you just gotta find some way to. Well, what are the odds you don't have a nightmare? Usually when people pass out from carbon monoxide inhalation, their brains aren't functioning enough to have a nightmare. But it's a magic nightmare, isn't it? And this is Skyrim logic. And we've got the single dash things again. Pretty sure this signals dreams. Oh, this is unique. I'm actually gonna leave it there. We've got something that changed things a lot. Like, this whole comic just hit dark mode, and I'm actually slightly appreciative of it, though these are still white. But this seems like a very good place to leave it off. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode, where we get to live through this night? How many nights has she been here? There was Grow Up, there was a Necromancer, there was a night she was alone and actually she wasn't alone, there was a night she had the Nightmare with Quillweave. So this is her fourth night? Fourth time sleeping. Okay. Anyways, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode. Anyways, See ya.